Tom. All right. Very proud of our team. I thought we came out in the game, and can we turn that down, please?
Yeah, get this.
I'll wait. I thought the key tonight was fast start. I thought both lines of scrimmage, we were able to play very physical on the offensive line and defensive lines and played very well in those regards and allowed our skill guys to really play. I think our defensive line was outstanding in the game. I think we had 11 yards at halftime and maybe 20 or 25 through the middle of the third quarter, in the third quarter, something like that. Thought we did a great job in the run. We fitted it. That we affected the quarterback, we pressured, we tackled well in space, kept leverage on the football. I mean, did it outstanding, created a turnover at the end right there, but just did an outstanding job. And then the great special teams play by Nice. We got that back. We got blocked. We give him space. Him and the chain, man. When you give those guys a chance in space and get those guys, man, they do a heck of a job and getting it started that way. And then offensively, very proud. We had the one turnover on third down. We ran the route. Should have came back inside a little bit, and got that tipped up. And then offensively, we were very strong. Executed 8 o'clock, controlled the ball, scored touchdowns on drives. 2 minutes before the half was really good. Come out the second half, scored the first drive, then got another touchdown. I don't think we went about 5 or 6 drives there right in a row. I believe we scored every time we had it. And I thought we played complementary football tonight in that when we were playing like that, the defense was getting 3 and outs, getting us the ball back, kept the momentum. We could get back and keep in the groove on offense, not having long drives against the defense. And offensively, we were letting them rest, which screwed up their offense, not being able to get in the groove, and our defense was coming out ready to play every play, and I was very proud of it. Anything we had in special team, we had a block kick snap just a hair high, but we didn't hit that ball right, and very rare. But that was unfortunate in that situation. But very proud of the guys. And the other thing, though, I was disappointed a little bit from our backups on offense and defense. We got some really good players who have to go out there and play and perform, and those guys are 1 or 2 plays away from having to play, and they got to play better. We have to coach them better. And we got to do a better job, and hopefully, and I know they don't get in the game much, but we got to do a better job in both. We didn't get any for a while there. Didn't get any first downs on offense, and they just took a couple drives right down the field. Had some careless penalties. So we'll get those young guys better and keep working. That's what next week will be about. And we're going to need some of those guys down that 4-game stretch right at the end.
Questions? Coach, third row, Christy, then Olin, and Zach.
What can you say about Jalen and what kind of a weapon he is for your team and what he's been able to do?
Who is that? Wiedemeyer?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he's learned to be a complete player, and his big body can get vertical. He has athleticism, his hands, he's able to run after the catch, and he's really getting and playing like he's capable of playing, and he's a weapon.
Second row, Olin, and then Zach.
Jimbo, Anias, he fielded that punt, around the 5-yard line. Do y'all just give him a green light to field it?
No, well, punts are different now. The way these punters hit those high punts, you hit that punt, that ball, the way they deaden them now, I saw hitting like wedges, those Australian kicks, they'll deaden them things, they'll go at the 1. So if nobody's around you, we give him free light to catch it. And even if we fair catch balls, the old rules, you never went inside the 10 because guys couldn't hit those Australian punts. Those balls deaden like a daggone golf shot, man. And if you don't field some of those balls, even those guys around you, 6, 7, 8, 9 yard line, we'll fair catch them so you don't end up at the 1 yard line. The game has changed in that regard because of how good the kickers and punters have become.
Probably thought it was just a matter of time before Anias would break one, too.
He's broke one. We just had a couple penalties. Yeah. Had 1 or 2. He had 1 called back, and maybe was there a second one, or it almost went? There was a couple we've had called back on penalties.
And you feel good about the way Zach played, the progress he continues?
He did. Still a couple things, though, a couple plays in there I wish could have cleaned up. And we didn't help him a couple times on some routes, but he still made good decisions on third down, efficient, really. I mean, after we had that one drive, we had 2 holding calls. That was the other thing on offense. We had 3 holding calls, I think, on the night, which we can't have. And we overcome 2 and 1. When you have a holding call, the odds of scoring when you have 2, I wish I'd put money on that lining on Vegas and scoring a touchdown on a drive you have 2 holding calls on. That was unbelievable. That throw he made on 1st and 20, though, him and Wiedemeyer made a great play. And it was a big play in the game early.
Front left, Zach, and then Travis.
Jimbo over here. Overall, do you think that this was the best as far as overall play that your team has played this year?
I don't know if I say that, but I think it was one of the most efficient, and I think we're learning to become more efficient. I mean, I don't know, to say it's the best, but it was one of our better ones.
Travis down front and then to the right.
Well, I know early in the season y'all talked a lot about attention to details in practice heading into games. In a game where the defense probably knew that they were going to be able to have some success against this kind of offense, how impressed were you to that attention to detail from the defense?
I was greatly appreciative. I mean, it's what we should be doing all the time, and that's what we have to do. And I think that's what we're starting to do on offense, too. Those young linemen are figuring out, too. But our defense was outstanding in that regard. I mean, they kept leverage and kept affecting the quarterback.
And then the emergence of Tyree Johnson, how impressive you've been able to what he's
I
been
mean,
able to
that's
do.
why I say I'm hoping he's all right. He got nicked up there, but I think he'll be okay. But, I mean, his ability to rush the passer, man, he can sink, run, and he's really, right now, the last 2-3, I mean, he's been playing great football. Great football.
Stay down front to the right, Coach.
Jimbo, but your team defensively, you didn't allow a third down conversion until the fourth quarter.
No.
What's that say about the defensive line?
Outstanding. I'm going to tell you what it says. You won first and second. When you win first and second down and have those third and longs, I think we had one third and short we stopped them on. But most of them were more than third and 6 or more. It was outstanding. Our defensive line was outstanding in the game. Run and pass. And sacking the quarterback, affecting the quarterback, and playing the run.
And then going into the bye week, how do you keep this momentum up, especially in practice?
You're right back in practice the same way. We ain't going to change. We're going to give Monday off. We'll practice Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday very hard, get back to fundamentals. And I mean, there'll be physical, hard, tough practices. We got to get better. We got to get the young players better. And then we'll work on some game plan stuff for the last 4 teams.
Third row on the left, Christie, and then we'll go to the back.
As you enter the bye week, do you like where your team is at?
I really do right now. I really do. I mean, I think we're starting to mold. Now, we'll find out. We've got a heck of a run. I mean, you got Auburn, you have Ole Miss, you've got Prairie View, and then you've got LSU. 2 of those 4 on the road, and you got a big stretch coming. But I like the development and our buy-in, but our ability to go back and refocus and get back to those details and do a lot of those things. And those young guys are starting to understand the level of commitment it takes to do that. And we're playing so many young players, and I like where we're at. Now we got to practice and get ready down that stretch.
Coach, we'll go back behind the lights, TV row.
Yeah, Coach, over here. Just in terms of Devin and Isaiah, what have they done to become this kind of two-headed monster in the backfield?
Well, first of all, the guys in front of them are daggone blocking, those tight ends and backs. But they're both very natural. They're both very selfless. They're both very patient, have good eyes. They're learning how, I mean, they understand their schemes. They're very smart players. They understand the blocking schemes. They understand when the fronts come up, how that's going to be presented, where the issues are. And they're just natural running backs. They're very natural, man. That's a great 1-2 punch.
Staying in the back, Mike.
Coach, as you enter the bye week, you mentioned earlier some of the backups getting reps that they hadn't gotten in game situations. How different are those game reps as opposed to what they're doing in
Oh, they're big
practice?
time. The lights on the scoreboard are for real. I say when you in practice, that scoreboard don't ding when you mess up, good or bad. You know what I mean? And it matters. And you got to get out there in the lights. You got to get in the game. You got to get through the nerves and all that. But hopefully we get through that a little better.
Go second row, Jennifer, and then to the back, Daryl.
Hi, Coach Fisher. I know you touched on him a bit already, but how did you feel about Jalen becoming A&M's all-time tight end leader in receiving yards, especially only as a junior?
I had no idea. I had no idea he did. I just know he's playing well and he's doing what we asked him to do, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm happy for him. He's very well deserving in what he's doing, and he's got to finish out this year, that's for sure, and play well.
Time for a couple more before we got players. Daryl, back behind the lights.
Coach, can you talk about the stretch that you just went through and coming to the bye week, just how tough that grind was and how you want them to finish up?
Well, 8 weeks, man. I'm telling you, 8 weeks is tough. I've always been an advocate. I think in this 12-week season, I think college football needs 2 off weeks. If you really want to take the kids in consideration, I really do. I believe you do need that. But it's tough. Your physical is pounding, and then especially where we were. I mean, to lose 2 games like that, be 3-0, and then lose 2 games and come back against the stretch we had. I'm very proud of them. I'm happy for them. Now we got to maintain and remember why we've had success and continue it. We got a heck of a grind left, but there's a lot of football left to be played.
All right. Coach, thanks. We've got the players ready.
Thank y'all. What do we got? Oh.
Jalen, welcome. We got Jalen Watermeyer up here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll call on you. Start off with Cole right here in front on your right.
Jalen, what did you see on the coverage from both of your touchdowns?
I would say I saw a cover 1 on my first touchdown, and the safety was biting hard on the corner route, so I faked the corner route and turned it to a post, and that was a dot by Zach Calzada, so that's what I saw on the first one. The second one was just a screen, a cover 1 screen again, and a well-run screen, and I got out and just made plays with my feet.
And it kind of feels like this is a new team after going on a 2-game losing streak. How do you keep this momentum going into the bye week, especially in practice?
You said it yourself, just practice. The little things we've gotten better at weekly in practice, and making our right reads and finishing blocks and stuff like that. So the little things is what really got us through these weeks.
Stay on the right side. We'll go to Jenny, and then we'll go to Christy.
Hi, Jalen. How do you feel about now being A&M's all-time tight end leader in receiving yards, especially only as a junior?
Well, it's a blessing for one to be on. I didn't even know that, but it's a blessing to be on that list, especially having looking up to Jace when I went here, and I never thought I'd be in this position, but I'm blessed to be here.
Let's go to Christy from the Associated Press on your left.
How do you feel about where the team is at as you guys enter the bye week?
I feel like we're in a really good position. I feel like our momentum that we have, we can keep going as long as we just keep doing what we're doing and keep performing at the level we're performing. We keep, like I said, I'd like to see us put up more points, and I feel like we did a really good job doing that this game.
Jalen, we're going to go to the TV row to Mike from KAGS.
Jalen, I know you guys put up 44 today, but you had a couple opportunities in the red zone where you settled for field goals. How do you kind of capitalize and turn those opportunities into touchdowns instead of having to settle for 3?
Well, in the red zone, you can't have any penalties, and if I'm not mistaken, we had a penalty in the red zone, which was not good in the back to south the red zone. So you need to minimize penalties, especially in the red zone, because that's where we make our money at. We settle for field goals, but we want to make touchdowns ultimately every time we're on the field. So when it's not, I love to see Seth kick the ball, but we need touchdowns.
Go to the far right to Alex.
Hey, Jalen, I got a couple for you. First, on that second touchdown, what was it like running behind Bryce, lead blocker out there? I mean, he was getting after it.
So he told me, and I did not know he was that fast, first of all, but I just followed him, and yeah, he amazed me how fast he was running. It made me feel slow, so.
And second one, I noticed you were probably the last guy off the field looked like some family or friends. Was there anyone in particular there? It looked like there was a guy maybe in military uniform.
Yes, my brother. My brother was stationed in the Navy and came down and surprised me for the game. My parents made sure not to tell me. I hate that, but he surprised me during the Spirit Walk, and it was so great to see him. That was the happiest I've ever been in a while. So I'm glad that he got to see a game and got to see this one for sure.
Go to Travis from the Eagle right here in front.
Yeah, where was he stationed and how long has it been since you've seen him?
He was stationed in Illinois, and it's been around 7-8 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. I grew up next to him my whole life, and we haven't gone a stretch without seeing each other like that, and I was so happy to see him.
On another note, I know, how can you describe how hard Zach Calzada throws? Because I know everyone talks about his cannon arm and everything like that, but to actually be on the other end of that, what is that like?
Well, he has a great arm, and he throws a rocket ball. Y'all can see it from the sideline. He throws a rocket, and with him, I have to really look the ball in, stuff like that, because he throws it so hard. But most of the time, it's always on the money. It's on the dot. So every ball's catchable.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Christy on the left, and then Ryan.
I had a couple more questions about your brother, his name and age.
Tyree Johnson, he's 21.
All right, and we'll finish up with Brian.
Hey, Jalen, right here. For y'all to go on
Oh, my bad, I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm right here. For y'all to go on an 8-drive streak where you score 8 possessions in a row, what was the game plan and the offensive mindset there, and then did that change at all once Blake came in for Zach?
It didn't change. It didn't change at all. It kept that momentum that we had. It just kept us going. It kept our confidence up, and we really saw, like, especially this game in rushing, that we can dominate people. And if I wasn't mistaken, we beat South Carolina the same way last year. And we thought that we was losing so much. Now they see hey, we could do it as well. And now that's just going to help them later in the season.
We're going to squeeze in one more. We'll go to Daryl behind the TV lights.
Jalen, I know that the way the season started for you was not ideal, but can you talk about maybe what's happened over the last couple of weeks that's helped you kind of find your game and get back to where you were as dominating as you were last season?
Well, I really had to take a step back and look at myself and say, why am I not producing as much as I thought I would? Well, new team, new quarterback, new O-line, new everything. I have to step up and be a better leader and stuff, and my blocking has to improve. So I really tried to improve my blocking, and just like Jimbo says, the better my blocking is, the more the safety step up, the linebacker step up, the more balls I catch. So I just had to fix my little things in my game, and it worked out for me so far. So.
Very good. Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Damani Richardson. If you have a question for him. welcome. We'll start off with Cole here on your right.
Damani, you guys didn't allow South Carolina to get a third down conversion until the fourth quarter. Just what's that say about your defensive line and your coverage in the back end?
Our defensive line was doing great the whole game. Like as y'all saw, barely got action. Me and Leon, we barely got action. So D-line and the backers really did their job, and it really paid off. It was like practice and just everything really paid off.
And then Tyreek's been kind of getting picked on a little bit by other teams just because he is the younger corner. What did it mean for him to get that interception, and then same for Deuce to get one very late in the fourth quarter?
I told Reek, one's coming soon. They're gonna try to test you, and you're gonna pick it off. So I knew Reek is a really good corner. He's young, but he's gonna be a really good corner for us. And for Deuce, I didn't really see it coming, but I'm glad he got one, and he's gonna play a big role in this season for us too.
Let's go back to TV, and we'll go to Mike and then Daryl.
Damani, you guys have now won back here. Y'all won 3 games in a row now, entering the bye week. How do you keep momentum up, even though you're not playing a game next week, and hopefully continue that once you guys get back on the field?
The way we just keep momentum just by practicing hard and not just looking past the wins. Just keep getting better each and every day, and just going by our business every single day.
Stay behind the lights. We'll go to Daryl Bruffett from KBTX.
Damani, I got a couple of questions for you. First, how tough has the stretch been, 8 in a row before you get to the bye?
It's been tough a little bit, to be honest. I thought we had a bye game after Bama, to be honest, and I was like, dang, we got 2 more games, but it's been tough. I love the fight that our team has. We fought into the bye week, and we ran into the bye week just like Jimbo said, and we just got to keep getting better from here on out.
And then can you talk about just how you guys have been able to kind of flip the switch after the 2-game losing streak and begin dominating on defense? I mean, was the way that you got beat against Arkansas and Mississippi State, that just kind of make you mad?
Yes, to be honest, we didn't envision like losing to any of those teams. We knew like our potential, but we had to look ourselves in the mirror and find like who we really were, and we had to fight through adversity, and we did that. So we just got to keep getting better each and every day, like I said, and hopefully just keep up the good work.
Let's go to Jenny right here on your right, and then.
Hi, Damani. Especially with you guys holding South Carolina to a mere 4 yards in the third quarter, do you feel the defense dominated tonight?
Yes, for sure. We let up a little bit in the fourth quarter. I was mad they scored twice, but I feel like we dominated through 3 quarters. We just gotta fix the little mistakes we did in the fourth quarter and just make sure we finish like every game like 1 through 4 quarters.
Right in front, Travis from the Eagle.
With what you saw in film and the stats they'd put up coming into the game, did y'all feel like this was a game that the defense, y'all could really go to town?
And it was hard to tell. They had really good backs. They had speed on the outside. They had like really good players. So if we play our game the right way and we execute and play fast and physical, we can hold up and play well against anybody.
Well, then when you get one of those series where it's like tackle for loss after tackle for loss and then a sack and it just everything is clicking like that, how good does that feel and how much do you feel like does that kind of surprise you when things just kind of get so easy for stretches?
It's not very surprising. It's like we were like very excited that things are happening, but we just worry about like playing the next play and like make sure we execute every play and not just worrying about the last play that happened.
Let's go back behind the lights to Mike from KAGS. Got to follow.
Yeah, Damani, we saw a lot of guys get in the fourth quarter who haven't played yet. So how valuable are those reps to those guys in game situations? I know you played as a true freshman, so compared to practice, like how valuable are those reps in an actual game situation for their development?
Those games the reps are really important. They're one, like Coach say, they're one step away to playing. A guy go down. One of the guys that were playing out there they're next up. So they're very important, and they just have to like lock in and just focus more, so like they can be ready when the time comes.
Right in the middle to Brian from Battalion.
Hey, Damani, this is your 3rd time playing South Carolina now that you're an upperclassman. Do you still find yourself learning new things about yourself or the team as you play the same opponents year in, year out?
Yes, sir, kind of. It's actually my 2nd time last year around. I had COVID. Yeah, but Yeah, but yeah, I just try to fix my game like each and every game and every way each year. So yeah, I do.
All right, that looks like everything.
All right, thank y'all.
All right, we have Anaya Smith coming in, and the hands pop up. Let's go to Big O here on the left, and then Mark, and then Zach.
Yeah, nice. Can you just tell us about the punt return? Because I'm sure there are those in the stadium that was thinking, don't field it. And did you think that it was just a matter of time before you were finally going to break one?
Yeah. So definitely going in to the game, basically my whole message to the team was, let's go ahead and start fast. Let's start fast. Let's start strong and go ahead and get an edge on them real quick. And it just so happened that my opportunity came, and I was like, shoot, I'm gonna be that guy. So when I saw the ball in the air, I looked down for a second, and I was like, yeah, I might get a return right here. And then shoes, I caught it, and I had a little bit of room. So then shoes, I just took off.
All right, let's stay on the left side. We'll go to Mark, and then Zach, and then Christy.
And y'all scored on 8 straight possessions. You talk a little bit about how the offense has started to click the last 3 weeks, after the rough couple of games there with Arkansas and Mississippi State.
Yeah, no, definitely. We've come together pretty tight throughout these past few weeks just because, like you said, those last 2 losses that we had kind of affected us in a way to where it actually motivated us because if you looked at the film or whatnot, once we got to looking at the film, it was a lot of opportunities that we were leaving out there on the field. So we just came together as a team, excuse me, and we was like, man, we just got to capitalize. We have to execute. We're not able to lead those plays out there on the field. And then us as leaders, we took the initiative to demand that out of our teammates throughout practice. So came together pretty well.
Front left, the Zach, and then Christy.
Nice. How do you feel like you've gotten better as a pass catcher? I mean, just your technique and your ability to haul passes in. It seems like it's really gotten a lot better as the season's gone along.
Definitely. I feel like I can agree with you on that. I feel like catching jugs every day has definitely helped. I get at least 100 a day. Just making sure I look the ball in. That's basically it. And really just running out of my breaks. Getting with Zach, after practice, before practice, whatever it is, we just throwing the ball and catching. So now it's like second nature.
Left side, Christy from the Associated Press.
To go back to how you started the press conference saying that you were telling the guys we have to start fast, I wondered after you were able to make sure y'all started fast, what were the guys saying to you?
Oh man, they was really excited for me. Most of the guys, they were just saying how I finally was able to break one, and that's basically what we needed to go ahead and get that head start or whatnot. And a few of the guys, they were thanking me on offense because they didn't have to go out there or whatnot. But it was pretty cool.
Far right, to Cole.
Nice. I think most people